Haven't played Valheim yet. How would I describe it? Similarities to Skyrim, bosses like Souls difficulty. Actually, the bosses can be really difficult. Let's see. So, Valheim is probably the best survival crafting game I've ever played. That's kind of how I'd describe it. I took 1 damage from that. You know what? I remember when you used to be a problem. So Valheim is a survival crafting game. It's becoming a more crowded genre, but before it used to be like just Minecraft survival mode. Like that's probably the closest comparison if you haven't had many other examples. It's also similar to 7 Days to Die. There's a few others. I can't think of any right off the top of my head. Return to Moria was one that came out. But basically, you get dropped into this procedurally generated world. It's random. You can use a seed somebody else has used or something like that if you feel like it, so that you don't have completely random. But where's the fun in that? Half the fun is exploring. Anyway, you basically start in one area, and that would be the meadows here, where everything is peaceful and nice. And you just scavenge for food. You try to find rocks and sticks and try to start a life for yourself. And then, after you do well enough, you fight the boss of the meadows. And he gives you what you need to get to the next area. The next area being the Black Forest, which you can recognize by the pine trees, which we're about to head into looking for copper. Then you find your copper and your tin. You smelt them together, you make bronze, and then you get ready for the next boss. Once you beat the next boss, he gives you what you need to get to the next biome. And it's kind of sandboxy, like you don't have to do things in order, it's just nearly impossible if you don't. But there's a lot of freedom. A lot of it's just, you know, enjoying the environment. Like, the Black Forest might be my favorite biome because, well, it's real pretty. Like, when the sun starts to set, it gets this, like, nice orange and blue contrast. It's beautiful. And these guys... Oh, thank you for the subscription. Well, that's huge. Thank you, Bergzerk. I really appreciate that. You subscribed for 6 months in advance. I don't think I've ever seen somebody do that. Well, I'm glad you decided to hang out. We're definitely going to be playing more cool games like this. That's like 30 bucks. That's a commitment. You could buy a video game for 30 bucks. Heck, you can buy this game for like 8. I will aspire to be entertaining for the next 6 months. Oh, lovely rain. I see a big bear over there. I think it's just a regular black bear. If it was a grizzly bear, I'd be scared. There's some people hanging out down there. Let's go say hi. Here's the copper we're looking for. I want to see what's going on out here. Lots of wood. Stuff's happening. It's this island. I think we were admiring it earlier as like a really cool island. Hello. Here's Lin. She's the one who invited us to the server. Howdy. I'm worried I'm going to spoil something for myself if I hang out here. I think there's been a bit of a party going on. They're playing in something big. Good morning from Germany. Guten Morgen. Nice to see you. My German is super rusty. My wife lived in Germany a while. She studied abroad there. I don't want to take their copper, so I'm going to wander off into the woods a little bit. Get some distant copper. I constantly forget my wife speaks German. It just doesn't come up as often as you'd think. Also, I don't get many European viewers. Like, the timing's just super weird. Most Europeans don't see me until their lunch break. My normal streaming hours are like 4 a.m. here, and so the only people who watch me are people out in the Philippines or Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, that time zone. I was really big in Nepal for a little bit. Ow! My eye! Like that. Now I get your eye. It's convenient for a cozy Sunday brunch here in Europe. Yeah. You know what? I think I would be great for a cozy Sunday brunch. Oh, speaking of which, it's almost Sunday morning here. I need to call it quits before too late. I can carry a little more copper, and I think I'll do just that. I try to cultivate a nice cozy vibe here. You know, we should be able to tank a wolf bite or two, so maybe we'll hang out close to the mountains. And maybe we can get some wolf skin. I need to upgrade my coat. Ooh, carrots. This is kind of like the perfect area for my base. Oh, don't go too close. I'm too close. I'm gonna freeze to death. Climbing over the mountains in the rain. Not ideal. Anything cool in here? Treasure. You're a bear, but it sounds like a small bear. A reasonably sized bear. There's also grizzly bears, thanks to a mod we've added here. I heard about the grizzly bears. I was born in a land with grizzly bears. Grizzly bears I understand. You just leave them alone. Never ever go near one for any reason because they're gigantic. There's one thing that scares me more than grizzly bears though. That's a moose. If you've ever seen like a fully grown adult moose, they're terrifying. They're like 8 times bigger than you expect them to be. You expect something like the size of those deer. But they're way, way bigger. Alright, I didn't see any snowy critters. We're heading back to base. With the power of Eikthyr and stabbing this guy. You live in vanilla Denmark? Got nothing there? Wish you had big mooses and bears and stuff. Now let's see. That's a good point. I don't know what you do have in Denmark. Foxes and rabbits? Maybe some skunks? Decent number of tulips. Yeah, about it. And some wolves are starting to come back. I love the wolf games we play here in the United States. Every now and then they're like, this endangered wolf is going extinct. We need to introduce more wolves. So that, you know, they breed with the endangered wolf. And like, they'll be mutts, but, you know, we'll get more of them. And then we have a wolf problem. Which has happened multiple times. Where we just have way too many common wolves. And I love it. The cool thing about wolves is they basically chase the deer into town. And so you'll be like in the middle of the city and there'll be like a deer walking down the sidewalk. And you're just like, whoa. You lost? You came to the wrong neighborhood. Which is all fun and games until, you know, the wolves and bears come into town too, looking for the deer. Little less common, but it happens. There's a famous viral video from like one of my a place close to my hometown. There was a bear and a power hanging out in the power lines. And, you know, animal control comes there to take care of it. They shoot it with a tranquilizer. And the bear falls out of the power lines, lands on a trampoline, and like flies up in the air, and then lands on its head. It was... I don't mean to laugh at the bear's pain, but it was pretty funny. It just seems really poorly thought out. But like, I can't blame them. I don't think I'd want to, like, get the bear out of the power lines. It's just a little tiny brown bear, but still. Okay, you're spitting out all the things. I don't have enough wood. I was gonna build a chest for all these things to fly into. Is there a pine tree here? Someone's been planting pine trees? Appreciated. That's neat. Someone got bored and planted some pine cones. Let's see, last time I took my kids back up into the mountains to meet their grandparents, my mom and dad. We went to my grandma's house, their great-grandma. And we were exploring her property. She lives out in the country. Stop it. And while exploring, I found mountain lion poop. Like, in my grandma's backyard. I'm like, Grandma, are you aware there's a mountain lion that's been coming in your backyard? And she's like, oh yeah, he comes and goes. And I'm like, okay. Stay metal, Grandma. I have an uncle who lives out in, well, he used to, he came down, he used to live out in a house he built himself in the mountains. No running water, no electricity. Just kind of like a real wing it job. But, like, he got a portion of land in the middle of nowhere, and he was like, I build house. And then he builds house. And so he lived very cheaply and majorly off the grid. And he'd come down every now and then for work. He'd do art stuff or computer stuff. I don't know how he got good at computer stuff. That's something that baffles me to this day. I'm like, you literally have no running water or electricity, yet you know how to put together a website. But yeah. I think the story I was getting to is like, he's yelled at bears before. You know, like he opens his front door, there's a bear there, he yells at it, and the bear goes away. Normal mountain person stuff. Sounds cool? Not for you. You need some electricity. Dude, I need quality internet. Like, I want to live out in the woods, but I still need fiber. I'm just waiting for the day where that becomes perfectly reasonable. I don't even need fiber internet. I think that most people don't need above like 200 megs, but yeah, some comforts I'm just not going to give up. Yeah. I'm right there with you. I hear smacking. It's not coming from my house, apparently. Oh, shoot. It is past 4 a.m. my time. And the kids will be up any second. And if I want to avoid them, I need to go to bed. Now, make no mistake, I love my kids. They're great. But I need to be unconscious. I need to fall asleep before they wake up. Alright, but this has been fun. There were some good parts, there were some bad parts, some humiliating parts, some legendary parts. I'm really impressed with how I've managed to heist 268 scrap iron and sail it home and fight off trolls and sea serpents and all that. That was incredibly difficult. Meanwhile, after I get full gear, I get bitten by a ghost and die. And I need to get sailed across the world by someone who pitied me very much. She is cool. She is Kadie. Another streamer's friend, Tiz's friend. She is rad, and I'll never be able to live this down. But I will try. I think on Monday we're probably going to play more Skyrim. And I haven't decided how to chop up the week. It seems like most people want to watch Valheim or Skyrim. And so I might start cutting back on the Monster Hunter bits. And we'll just, I don't know, play what feels right until the 24th when Enshrouded comes out, and then we'll get obsessive about that. And I'm excited to invite everybody in this Valheim server over, because I've never seen such a large, chill group of people. It's really cool. They're all doing their own things, but they're all super happy to help out. I hate to be on the receiving end of so much help, though. I like to be, you know, the guy people call. That is not me. Not this time. I am the person who calls. I am the one who knocks and says, "Can you help me get my stuff?" And they say, "Aw, aren't you cute?" Look at the old guy all tuckered out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If a spot is available in Enshrouded, you could be up for it. But take those guys first. It's gonna be kind of crowded. And I do think, I don't know, I feel like I need to watch somebody's stream before I know that, like, to do a good vibe check to see if they're a good fit for the server. But I do want to do more like full community stuff where I'm just like everybody in. I just haven't found like the right game for it. I'm sure it'll be out. Maybe it's Pal World. Pal World's coming out soon. Not as intense as Valheim, or Enshrouded, but should be a good time. Anyway, if you watched on Twitch, thank you for following. Thank you for subbing for 6 months, Berserk. Thank you so much. That's huge. And I want to shout out the anonymous gift sub that went out earlier. That was very nice too. I have such a wonderful community. You guys have been great. I love how much my channel's grown, and I love the love you guys have shown for each other. Makes me real proud. If you watch it on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. Every little bit helps, and any money I do eventually make, it's just going to go to making the quality of content on this channel better. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody.